More Daily Bread Bible study, wisdom from the book of Proverbs, chapters 27 through 29, here for day 189, Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. So moving into chapter 27, verses 1 and 2 say, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth." So we can feel some days that we're really excited, that life has gone well, that things are going well, and we can want to shout out and may even feel like we want to just show off a little bit. But this verse encourages you to hold back that energy, to not show off or boast, and just continue to do what you do. Continue to do the things that have led you to be in that good position, to follow God's ways and God's wisdom, God's insight, God's instruction, and that way you'll flourish and other people will sing the praise for you. Moving on to verse 17, it says, "Iron sharpens iron, and one person sharpens the wits of another." So this is just imagery of how we can benefit from one another, benefit from being in community, benefit both from the wisdom that we have from someone else, but then also that we make each other stronger and are more capable of being our best self when we are in connection with those who seek to build us up. So may you have individuals who you can grow with and learn from, and that's a blessing in life. In Proverbs 27, verse 20, it says, "Human eyes are never satisfied." I think this is important, to just be aware of our self-serving human nature, right? We want more. We want to have more resources, more capacity, and finding enough can be hard. I think this is especially difficult in a consumeristic society here in the United States. We are very large consumers. We like to have a lot of things, but it's about pursuing the things that make us content. It's about being content with what you have instead of pursuing the things that you don't have, right? Not saying that you can't purchase things that you think are helpful, that you want. You can do that, but it's just keep that in perspective with what you have, and remember that you're connected with others, that there are people out there who need food and water. There are people, children who go hungry, who can be blessed by your resources. And so just be mindful of that, to not pursue things too much to excess, and remember that we are in fact connected with others. In Proverbs 28, I just have one verse. It's verse 27, which says, "Whoever gives to the poor will lack nothing, but one who turns a blind eye will get many a curse." This goes back to that sentiment I just expressed. We are in this world together with others. We are in this life with other individuals, and we might be able to sharpen other individuals when we choose to be connected with them, and whenever we pursue our own self-interest, we might forget others and just turn a blind eye or overlook those who are suffering that we can help. So keep your eyes open, keep your eyes attentive to the world around you. The help does not always come by fixing things for individuals as much as just be willing to listen and understand, and to be there to support with the resources that you have that can meet somebody's neglected needs. Moving on to Proverbs 29, verse 8 says, "Scoffers set a city aflame, but the wise turn away wrath." This goes back to our interactions with others. It's easy to judge others. As somebody who follows sports often, everybody has their opinions of superstars, and when you gain notoriety, everybody will comment and give their opinion about what you do. You know, really, this is true of not just superstars, but any group of people in general. Whenever you have leaders, you're going to have people who are resentful of their leadership or, disagree with some of the choices that leaders make. Comes with that territory. And so, really, the encouragement is, that gossip, slander, and condemnation will not build people up or help people to change. These things will only destroy, and it might make it hard for the leaders to do what they're called to do, which is lead faithfully according to God. So my two recommendations, if you find yourself either around people who are scoffers or find yourself to be a scoffer at times too. First, I would recommend seek to understand where someone is coming from in order to help. Right? Who knows? They may even be right. You might have the wrong perspective. You won't know until you understand and get a little bit more detail on where people are coming from. So that's just a good procedure in general with whatever life brings. Second, if you are disturbed by somebody's actions, go talk with them, right? Talk to them instead of talking about them to other people. That just leads to more division, more conflict, more animosity. Just go and confront them and speak to them and let them know what it is the problem that that you have, right? Don't tell them that you are a problem to me but to say, here's how you're at. Instead, talk about this, right? Talk about the feelings that you have, the way that their actions have impacted your feelings, and if you have a request for them to change and adapt, you can offer that as well too. I would invite them to give more reflection and feedback before you tell them what you think they should do. But anyways, that's how I'd handle a conflict. We have two other verses I'd like to point out. Verse 17 says, "Discipline your children and they will give you rest. They will give delight to your heart." That's in Proverbs 29, verse 17. I feel like this is the most positive way to put parenting. We seek to discipline our children, to give them healthy boundaries, to give them consequences for their actions so that they will give us rest and it'll be a delight in all of our hearts. So, moving on to my last piece of Proverbs for today, verse 25 I selected, which says, "The fear of others lays a snare, but one who trusts in the Lord is secure." So the sentiment here is to just be free from other people's expectations of you, their opinions of you. Just be faithful to what God is calling you to do, and those, the right ways for God calls us to live and interact. They will bless you, and let go of people's opinion of you. You can't control what other people think of you. You can only do what you think is faithful and right and just. So may you have confidence to do what God calls you to do, to be faithful in all the things, to let go of any of the negative feedback you might have as you are doing God's things and following what God puts on your heart. Know that God will bless you all the days of your life.